So this story is called Battle of the Night. And the words to watch out for this time are easy ones: faith, hope, and love. The night was as dark as could be, as three ugly toads met together in the middle of a forsaken swamp. They all sat in silence for several minutes, watching and waiting in case anyone had followed them. When there was no sound or movement to be seen, the largest toad, Thea, spoke in her deep, croaky voice. "Welcome to our meeting, friends. Tonight is the night when we put our plans into action. We've been waiting for this day. We have been waiting for our warts to be plentiful enough for our plan to succeed. And now, between us, we have enough warts on our skins to infect the whole world. This is it, friends. Tonight is the night we take over the world." No. "So," Thea continued, "remind me of your evil plan, Earth." Earth puffed himself up and croaked. "I will stir up the sea into a raging storm. I will put fear into the hearts of every living creature so that they will want to hide in the darkness, and the storm will never be stilled." Yeah! Earth laughed his evil laugh, and the others joined in. "And what about you, Serpede?" asked Thea. "What evil plan are you going to execute tonight?" Serpede drew in a wheezy breath. "My job is to cast a thick fog of darkness over the whole world, to blot out the light and send everyone into despair." He chuckled, then wheezed loudly. "My job," said Thea, "is to fill the earth with thorns and thistles and to spread hate into every living heart." If you had been anywhere near the swamp on that dark night, there would have been two things you would have noticed. The first was that there was a deep darkness surrounding the toads, much deeper than the darkness of the swamp and the darkness of the night. The second thing you would have heard was the spine-chilling sounds of evil and hysterical laughter that filled the air as the toads finished their meeting. As soon as it was over, and the echoes of their laughter had died away, the toads departed in three separate directions to execute their plans, their warts oozing pus as their dark magic began to work its gloomy way around the world. Fear, despair, and hate would grip the whole world by morning. The toads would have conquered the world and would reign over all. Blip, blip. 3 cell phones lit up. "Major emergency," the message read. "Waves of fear, a cloud of despair, and thorns of hate are quickly spreading around the world. We need you to save the world from these dark catastrophes." Hope, the super hamster, pulled on his helmet. "Ready to go," he texted. Faith, the dependable dolphin, attached his superhero breastplate. "I'm ready too," he tweeted. And Love, the love-hungry hippo, flung her cape over her shoulders and applied her bright red lipstick. "All set," she called back. "Thank you, my awesome superheroes. Your task is this. Somewhere, something is spreading hate, fear, and despair all around the world. By morning, it will have overrun the world completely, and we will forever live dark and dangerous lives. Some evil creatures are spreading this darkness. It is your task to seek and destroy them and rid the world of fear, hate, and despair by morning. This is a dangerous mission. If it spreads too far and too fast, you could lose your lives. If you do nothing, we will all die. But if you act now, you will save not only yourselves, but the world as well." "Ready and willing," came 3 replies. Hope, the super hamster, jumped on his hamster wheel and spun it so fast that he exploded with it out of his cage. He jumped onto the windowsill. With his special nighttime hamster eyes, he could see the fog of despair quickly moving in his direction. With incredible speed, even for a super hamster, Hope raced into the thick fog of despair. The light on his helmet illuminated the darkness inside the fog. The light was a beacon in the dark. As people looked toward the light, they felt less despair. Hope started to sing. It was a high-pitched little hamster song about running on a hamster wheel and eating food all day. But people started to believe that there was more to life than despair. And as they believed, the fog lifted and the light began to shine through again. There was more work to be done. There was still a great darkness ahead of him. Hope raced into the darkness to continue the work, spreading light and joy with his song, leaving a trail of happiness and hopefulness behind him. Hope followed the trail into the darkest fog. There, he hoped, he would find the cause of the fog of despair. Faith, the dependable dolphin, in his superhero breastplate, darted through the sea like a bolt of lightning. He surfaced and leaped into the air, somersaulting and twisting so he could see everything around him. The waves of fear were getting bigger and bigger, crashing onto the shore, threatening to engulf everyone in their ferocity. As people looked out to the sea in fear at the gigantic waves that looked like they would crash over them, they saw Faith leaping and twisting, jumping and playing in the water. There have always been dolphins, they thought. If dolphins can survive this, so can we. And as people began to have faith that the waves would not sweep over them, the size of the waves got smaller and smaller until calm returned. Faith swam from coast to coast, calming fears and calming waves of doubt. But there was still more work to be done. Faith activated his dolphin sonar. Where were these storms coming from? He had to find the source. Beep, 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 beep. Faith leaped again and followed his sonar toward the darkest, stormiest part of the sea. Love, the love-hungry hippo ran out onto the banks of her river. Thorns and thistles of hate were starting to grow everywhere. She bent her head down and opened her mouth wide as it would go and started to eat. Thorns and thistles were particularly delicious, but still left her feeling hungry. Her little pink eyes noticed people up ahead who were trapped by hedges of thorns and hate. Within moments, she had devoured all the thorns, and instead of fighting, the people hugged each other instead. There were so many thorns. There was so much hatred. Love galloped a wild hippo gallop, devouring thorns like they were nothing. And it melted her heart to see people loving one another again once she had been past. But there was more to do. She could hear noises of war and see huge mountains of thorns ahead of her. She raced into the thick of it, trampling and eating the thorns, getting rid of the hatred and kissing the world better with her great big hippo lips. But where was this coming from? She followed the thorns to their thickest parts. Moments later, 3 superheroes converged in a dark, stormy and wild place where a river met the edge of the sea. The toads had also been driven into the same place, but as the 3 superheroes arrived, the toads discovered that their power of fear, despair and hate had no strength against faith, hope and love. The toads cowered before the 3 superheroes. In the light of Hope's helmet, the fog of despair completely lifted. As Faith leaped into the air from the water, the storm of fear died away completely, and love, the love-hungry hippo, ate away the last of the thorns of hate. The sun burst over the horizon, giving light to a beautiful new day, and to toads sat, caught in the light, exposed to the warmth of to the wrath of the superheroes, faith, hope, and love. The power in their warts had been used up. Their fear, despair, and hatred had been defeated by faith, hope, and love. The toads had failed forever. There would be no more chances to dominate the world with evil. Finally, the time had come for justice. Love finished chewing the last of the thorns and bent down toward the cowering toads. Her huge lipstick lips kissed the toads one by one, and as she kissed them, they disappeared, vanished, gone forever, warts and all. Faith, hope, and love had been victorious yet again. The sun was up and the world was safe. Faith, hope, and love could conquer any evil, but the greatest hero who had removed the evil completely was love, the love-hungry hippo.